Acuity Website Design Tutorial 2023 Full In-Depth Tutorial. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. I hope you all are doing great and are having an amazing and incredible day. I bring you back with yet another video, and in this video we're going to be discussing about Acuity, how you can use it to design a great website, how you can use it to, have a great scheduling system, and, all of the other you could say necessities and important stuff. So I'm gonna be taking you through all of the essentials. Okay. Now, obviously, we know that Acuity is, a great scheduling platform, all-in-one appointment management, and everything you need to schedule anything. And obviously, it has its own website, Acuity. You can check it out on acuityscheduling.com. Come over here, you have Acuity Scheduling, helps you automate everything from payments to reminders and all that stuff. Now, we're going to be getting into, all the essentials, and I'm going to be explaining it all in, great detail. So, obviously, in one retrospect, there's, the Acuity all-in-one appointment, and then there's obviously the design aspect to Acuity, okay? Now, basically, I'm going to be, setting you up with the scheduling as well as I'm also going to be showing you the designing, what type of designing you need, and what are the essentials that you need with the designing. So first of all, let's go ahead and discuss. Let's first of all go ahead and sign up with this, okay? So we're gonna go ahead over to pricing, okay? So I'm gonna click on pricing, and let's check the pricings of Acuity. Okay, so here we are. Grow your business even while you sleep. Powerful plans, simple prices, award-winning customer service included in every plan. Try for 7 blissful days absolutely free. So there's a free trial. That's a good thing. It doesn't have a free plan, but it does have like an emerging plan, which is 16, yeah, monthly. An emerging monthly plan is $20 per month. The growing plan is $34 per month, and the powerhouse plan is $61 per month. Obviously, they have their own features, which we're gonna discuss in depth later on. But yeah, you can get a free plan off of these. So to get a free plan, all you're going to do is you're going to go on try scheduling, okay, up here in the top right. And once you're gone on that, here it's going to say create your account. To start your free Acuity scheduling trial, create a Squarespace account to continue. So obviously to, mess around with Acuity, you're going to need to have a Squarespace account. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and continue with Google. Now, continue with email, sorry. Now, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using a temp mail in this retrospect. Now, I'm going to be using a temp mail because I know that I'm going to dispose of this account later on. That's why I'm using a temp mail. But if you're not going to dispose of this account and you're going to use it for, long term, then I recommend not, using a temp mail. You can just use a proper Gmail for yourself in that case. So, yeah. Now, I'm going to copy this. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and paste your first name, last name. I'm going to go ahead and paste my email and then just set up a good strong password. Now, once my password is in, as so, there we go. We're going to click on continue. Now, once I click on continue, obviously it verifies me, it checks as everything is good. And once it does that, it brings me over to, this stuff. So starting your Acuity scheduling trial. Okay. Now I'm just going to wait for this to load me up real quick. Okay, and it may take a second or a few because it, considers everything and it schedules everything with your Squarespace. So here we go. Setting up Acuity scheduling. Setting things up. So I'm just going to wait for it to quickly, do that for me. And here we are. Set up your scheduling page. Get ready to start booking appointments online in just a few steps. So you obviously have your business name and everything. You have your scheduling page and everything. And, it's pretty basic and easy stuff to get your head around. So obviously, we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna keep a random business name for now. This is optional, so I'm gonna keep it blank. I'm not gonna keep a scheduling page URL right now. Set up your first appointment type. You'll be able to create more appointments and classes later on. So obviously, first of all, I'm gonna set up a name for myself. So, let's go ahead and keep the name, gym. I'm just gonna call it a gym session. The duration could be 60 minutes, okay? Or you know what? I'm going to go with 40 minutes. An appointment type could be a one-on-one or it could be a class. And the price, obviously, I'm going to go ahead $80, okay? It's $80 and it's one-on-one, so I'm going to keep it that. Now, once that is done, obviously from there on out, what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and click on next. Okay, set up your availability. I'm going to just set up my days real quick. So let's just keep it on Sunday for now. Once you do that, obviously it asks you to accept payments and grow your revenue, but we're going to do this later on. So here we are. Now, we've set up our, appointment. So created an appointment type, set it up our availability. So customize your scheduling page. Now, if you go over here, look at that. This is where all the appearance and design aspect matters. So to start messing around with this, to start, the design and editing aspect, now we're going to go ahead and head into Canva. Okay. Now you're probably familiar with Canva, okay, because Canva, as we all know, one of the best and most used free design softwares out there, okay? And tons of people use it, and it's just great. Now I'm gonna be using the free plan, but you can always get the pro plan, okay? All you're gonna need to do is you're gonna go in plans and pricing, so you can get the pro plan. Again, totally depends on you. Now, what we're going to do to get started is we're going to click on create a design, and you're going to go in custom size, and you're going to keep the pixels 2700. Okay, trust me, this will make a lot more sense later on. So once you keep it like this, okay, from here on out, what we're gonna do is like obviously now we have a blank canvas right in front of us. Okay, a blank canvas open right in front of us. Now you can resize it, okay, later on if you want to in the video, but obviously if you've messed something up, you can always go back, okay, and scrape it up like that. So I guess 2700 was a bit smaller for me. Yeah, that looks perfect in my opinion. That looks great. So I'm gonna go ahead with this. Now, obviously, down here you can see all these features like elements, brand hub, uploads, text, all this stuff. Now, basically what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be creating a good design art for our appointment scheduling. Okay. Now, where will that go? That will basically, be a cover for our, design page up here, and I'm gonna show you where you're gonna put it up and all that stuff. So don't worry, just keep on watching. So obviously, first of all, go ahead and choose a proper image. Obviously, it's like a gym page, right? So we're gonna go ahead and choose a proper gym related image. Okay. So how are you, gonna find a good gym related image? Now you could either download it yourself, okay? I mean, you could take it yourself, click a picture yourself, find it anywhere, pretty easy. Or you can just go ahead, okay? There's a great website called pexels.com, and you can come here and you can just write, something like fitness or gym. And once you write that, as you can see, you start getting people over here. So as you can see, pretty like they have a lot of HD and pretty cool pictures to go with. So all you're gonna do is you're just gonna click on this download button over here, and you're just gonna wait for it to start downloading, and there you go. And I'm gonna download a few more. Like I'm gonna download this one. This one looks pretty good, so I'm gonna download that. Let's go with one more photo. Let's go with. Let me find a good photo for ourselves. Yeah, this one looks pretty good, so I'm gonna go with that, download that, and just wait for it. There we go, it's downloaded. Now, once we have our photos, to upload it, basically you're just gonna come on uploads, and over here, you're gonna start choosing all the photos you wanna upload and drag it into your upload. So there's the first image, there's the second image, and here's the third image, okay? Now, here we have it, we have all our photos. Now let's say we want to add this photo. So I'm gonna bring it here. I'm gonna add it here as so, and now you're gonna position it accordingly. So there we go. Bring it here as so, and if you want like this person, yeah, there we go. Now, as you can see, that looks pretty nice. It looks pretty cool, and that's something you can get your head behind. So pretty cool, basic and easy stuff. Now, how are you going to make this look more professional? Now, obviously, we want the background removed. I don't want the background in this photo. So there's two things you can do. If you have the pro plan, you can go on edit photo. And once you go on edit photo, as you can see over here, you have the BG remover. And if you click on it, it's going to remove the background for you. But if you don't have that, don't worry. I have got you covered. All you're going to do is you're going to come over here, write remove.bg. And you're going to click on enter. And once you click on enter, you're going to go on upload image, and you're going to upload the image that you want to, delete the background from. I'm just going to wait for it to download, and let me just wait for it to download real quick. There we go. Look at that. How cool does that look? So now that I've downloaded that, just click on download to download it. You're going to come here. Okay. Now let's delete this image. Take the image that you downloaded with the removed background. Okay. Let's wait for it to load up. And there you can see it's loading up. And now bring it here and look at that. How cool is that? Like we have an image with a proper removed background now. And look at how cool it looks. Like it looks like it truly had no background earlier on. And like you can see, I recommend using remove.bg because Canva Pro does the same thing and it takes money from you for it. So in my opinion, this just works better. So once you have this, I'm just gonna bring it over here, adjust this accordingly. And obviously, removed background would just work best because you like let's say if you might want a solid color background for yourself and all that stuff. So it would just be more better in my opinion. Okay. Now, once you've, added this into your page, what you can do is you can start doing more editing in, the retrospect of your stuff. And do remember that you can name your pages as well. Like you can number them, you can name them and all that stuff. And it's pretty important to do so because like you could say it's pretty important to do so because well, we don't want to lose track of, our things. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add text to this photo, okay? So you're going to go on text and you're going to find a good, font. A good font which is, going to match with our gym font. So obviously try to look for a very serious gym font that, would match. We don't want to, just paste a font that just looks totally out of the ordinary because that would just look weird. So let's go with, yeah, let's go with this. This Dapper font looks good. So I'm gonna, delete all this stuff. And once that is deleted, yeah, now you're gonna go ahead and add, your, you could say, stuff that you want to edit to. So obviously I'm gonna write, let's say, like the website I have. It's called John Gym. Okay, we're gonna call it that. And obviously you can set like its aspect and stuff. So there we have the aspect. And obviously you can start messing around with like the different things, like you can change the text color and stuff. You can change like the style of the text. You can mess around, like you can make this text bigger and this text smaller. And then obviously you can add more layouts to your photo. So let's say in retrospect, like once I've added this, okay, you can increase its size as so, okay, and obviously bring it a bit closer to the bodybuilder. And once it's over here, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead on elements and choose a nice background, okay? Now obviously this already looks pretty decent in my opinion, like the background and everything, but it could be better. And how can it be better? Okay, we can make it better by going over here and let's go ahead and write, let's use a good gradient background, shall we? I'm gonna write, or you can just go ahead and write gradient. And once you write gradient, obviously you're gonna get gradient based backgrounds as so. And you can obviously change the color for the gradients as well if you want to. So obviously what would be an optimal gem color? Like let's go with a black and red, okay? So I'm gonna add this over here. And once you've added this, obviously you can fit it to the picture if you want to. In some cases, if like it's a proper square and it doesn't fit, you can always just edit the image and position it accordingly. Obviously, just stretch it out. So if I like keep 2000 by 1000 pixel for this, so. And in some cases, if the aspect ratio is locked, again, you can scrap it off if you want to. Or you could do one more thing, like if you do some big brain maneuvers over here, what you can do is, okay, let's say I'm gonna take this square gradient, okay, and we're gonna obviously send it to back first, send it to back, we want it behind the bodybuilder, and there we go, it's a perfect square now. Now what you're gonna do is obviously set your gradient, okay, before adding your gradient over here, you're gonna make sure to edit it. So it's red and black, right? We said it's gonna be red and it's gonna be black. So obviously once you've done that, Now you're gonna bring, your bodybuilder back into the picture. And now what you can do is you can, oh wait, 1 second. Yeah, you're gonna copy this. Okay, now we're gonna bring this bodybuilder back into the picture. There we go. Now once that is copied, you're gonna paste it. You're gonna bring this here, and obviously we're gonna rotate it because we want the gradient to be continuous. We don't want it to be weird. And once that is done, again, send this to back. And obviously now you can see the text is being cut out, so you can just change the color of the text. You can come here and change it to that. And don't worry, we're gonna make it look better. Obviously, we're not done with our things over here. It's gonna look much better later on. Now, you can also change if you go on edit photo, like you can make it black and white if you want to. Like, let's say we're over here, and in the filters, if you come here, you can see, or you can just go to adjust. And once you go to adjust, you can come here in vibrance. And as you can see, if you go in vibrance and set the saturation and vibrance to 0, as you can see, the picture can be turned into black and white. You can mess around with the sharpness if you want to, mess around with the clarity and stuff. Obviously, choose whatever will, match with your vibe. Now, as you can see, this looks pretty good with the colors in the background. And obviously, you can go back and adjust, mess around with more stuff. Again, you can choose the vignette, okay? And you have the highlights. Again, mess around with all this stuff, whatever makes your picture look more better, We just want to make it look better. Now, once you're obviously done with this, now we can see that the text may be, a bit weird in retrospect to the background that we have going on. So you can obviously go ahead and you can start choosing different texts. As you can see, you have this, you have Anonymous Pro, you have Anton, all these different types of texts, okay? And whatever just works best. And you can always make it smaller, and bring it here, as so. Now, obviously, once you've done all these things, you can also you could say mess around with like the external effects. Okay, you can mess around with the foreground and the background as well. So if you come over here, you can animate it differently, and obviously animation works for a video section of the photo. Now you can do that. And you can also mess with, as you can see, the temperature and balance. Now, obviously, our photo has no colors right now, so I don't think the temperature balance would matter much. But yeah, then you have your shadows and stuff. You know, basically edit your photo to the point where it's just gonna, make the character that you have going on look better. So in this case, something just, I have an idea. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna turn this text to black, as so. Okay, now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna keep John's over here, and I'm gonna make this a bit smaller. And once I do this, okay, let's go ahead and write Jim in a different font. We're gonna come here, and I'm gonna choose a different font. Let's go with you know what? I'm gonna come to text. I'm gonna go up and find a text that can be shown, like a text that can be shown from the inside. Yeah, this one, like this. So I'm gonna bring this here, and I'm gonna write Jim over here. And once you do that, we can obviously change the color of this to white. And once you change the color of this to white, you can make this less bold if you want to. You can make it italicized. Now that obviously depends on you. Okay, so I'm gonna let you be the judge of whatever works best for you. And obviously, again, you can mess around with like the Johns over here. Okay, again, give it different effects. Give it an outline if you want to. Give it an echo. You can mess around with the offset of the echo. So mess around with the direction. You can give it a background if you want to. Okay, that's also a fun thing. I would personally not recommend a background. Okay, but you still have tons and tons of other things that you can do. Add shadows for yourself. Okay, pretty great stuff. So I'm gonna give it a bit space. There we go. And yeah, now once you're done with this, obviously you can start adding widgets to your place, like different textures or different banners that you want to add. Now those banners, you can add them by, wait, let me just make these texts a bit bigger because it looks a bit strange, obviously. Yeah, this is a problem you will face a lot, like when the text just, phases out of the whole thing. Yeah, this is a problem you will face a lot, so just, bear with it for now. Then I'm just gonna bring this over here. John's Gym. There we go. And you can also change the color of the alternating text. So if I like do this, like let's say I want this text to be white, and look at that. It changes the text of, and I'm gonna change the S back to white, as so. And then you can also change the text like gym. Okay, you can make this black if you want to. So let's just load it up and see how it looks. So click on it, choose the text widget you want to turn black, go here, click on black, and once you do that, obviously it's going to accordingly change the text. So you're going to make it look, as acceptable and as best as it looks, I guess. You're going to want to make it look its best type. You're going to want to make it look its best, just give it a good outlook. Now, once that is done, obviously you can start adding different things like dumbbells. Okay, now obviously dumbbells are a pretty important thing when it comes to gym. So you can add that over here. Make it smaller. We don't want it to overpower what we have going on. So, add that. And obviously you can add this bodybuilder thing over here. So. So you get the point. Just, start adding things that are going to make your, you could say, thing look much better. And then I can also add this over here. It could be our symbols like so. And then obviously, if you go in graphics, you can see all this stuff over here as well. Let's go with this one. And you can add this over here. This could indicate that you also get female gym classes maybe. So you get the point. And then just keep on adding widgets that will, fill your page much more, make it look much better. Then obviously you can start adding boundaries or, outlines. So, just to make it look much better. And one more fun thing that you can do is you can add, your own signature in between these things. And you're probably wondering, how is one supposed to do that? Don't worry, you're not going to actually add your signature. What you're going to do is you're going to choose a fancy font, as so. And like you can come here, like let's say I'm going to write John, okay? And once I write John over here, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to fix it in between these over here. And I'm going to take this to the back. Okay, we're not going to take it fully to the back. I'm just going to take it back from the text. Look at that. You can just blend that in, and obviously you can change its size as so. But yeah, you get the point. Just make your thing look much more fuller and all that stuff. Now, obviously what we're going to do is you're going to go in elements, and you can go to, square or rectangle or something like that. So as you can see, we have a rectangle over here. Now, what are we supposed to do with this? I'm going to stretch this out according to the page, as so. You're going to make it smaller, as so. You're going to bring it down here, and you're going to bring it to the bottom, as so. Yeah, there we go. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to click on this, and I'm going to change its color to white. Now, you get the point. You get the look that I'm going for. Or you can also change it to black, to be honest, if you want to. Black would be a cool color to add to this too. But the difference in that is that if we add it as a black, then it might, give you a weird look, because already the color schemes are so dark and everything. Now, once, all that is done, let's say we've created the first page. What you can do, obviously, I can tell that it's not the most attractive looking, but you get the point. You get the vibe we're going for. Now, I'm going to go ahead and click on add page. And this page could be, like, let's say this page you have over here, like up here. This could be your, main, let's say, top banner. Okay. Now, this page down here could be your policies page. So let's go ahead and make our policies. Now, the policies obviously depend on the type of page you have, the type of vibe you're going for, the type of Acuity scheduling you're, setting up, whatever you're offering. That's what we're going to be putting up over here. So, what are we going to add, and how are we actually going to add it? So, basically, once you have a black page over here, you're going to start going ahead and, pasting some elemental boxes. So, again, I'm going to go on rectangle right here. And once you write rectangle, what you're going to do is obviously I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to spread it out as so. I'm gonna create a bordered rectangle inside a rectangle. So you're gonna make sure to fit it in as so, centralize it. There we go. I like what we have. So there you go. You have your policies page. You can obviously change the color. Like it's not necessary that you have to go with this. You can change the color to a bit lighter red, a bit of a magenta shade, if that makes sense. Then you can add another page, and this page could be, your top priority page or something like that. Now, in this page where we have our policies, you can start adding things like, clock or calendar, all that stuff. So let's say I'm gonna add this clock over here. So say I'm gonna add this as so. And you know what? I'm gonna add this right here. Increase its size. Put this here. And now over here in the text, I'm gonna go ahead and choose a good, font. Okay, now once you choose a font, you're gonna start writing, the essentials like let's say business hours. Obviously, because in the policies you could write your business hours and give more information as so. So align it with your text. And from there on out, obviously, you can go ahead and start giving your business hours accordingly. And let's say you can create a small box as so. So I'm going to write box. And once you write box, obviously go with a box that will fit all your information as like this one. Okay. Now, once you choose a box, obviously go ahead and make sure to choose the right color, like a color that someone will actually see. Okay. And once you have that, there we go. Now there you have a box. You can start writing your timings in this. You get the point. And like let's say that should be enough. And you can start writing your timing, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Like I'm just gonna go ahead and pick off a time from over here. Random, timing for appointments. I'm just gonna go ahead and search that, just to give you an idea. Now, once we search that in, okay, let's go with let's copy this stuff for an example, just so you can get an idea what we're getting into. So go in Canva. Obviously, you're gonna come here. You're gonna go on text. Okay, wait, I'm gonna do that. Okay, yeah. Copy this, paste it, bring it down here. Change your font. We don't want it to be that big. And once you do that, obviously do that and paste it. Paste the, yeah, there we go. Time slot scheduling and all that stuff. So once you pasted that, yeah, there we go. I'm gonna bring it here, bring this here, as so. And now, as I said, it may test your patience, but yeah, it's not too bad. But then I'm just gonna bring it here, as so. Look at that. And once you have that, obviously you can change the size of the font as so. There we go. There you have it. And once you've changed the size and everything, you can change the color if you want to. You can give it an outline and everything. Okay. So I'm gonna go on effects, or you can just go on outline and stuff as so, and choose an outline for your text. There you go. And you can see that looks pretty nice and it's coming out pretty nicely. So there you have it, your business hours and stuff. Then obviously once you've created your business hours, you can go ahead into more stuff like policies, and you can add more things like all services require non-refundable deposit and all that stuff. Important things that will essentially run your main page. Okay. Now, once we've actually gotten our head behind that, what you can do after that is create, as I said, created another page. And now in this other page, what you can do is you can add a bit textures. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna write texture, enter. Now, go ahead with textures. Obviously, as you can see, the good textures are for the pro plan, but you can also get other decent textures, or you can just go ahead on, Google and find a good texture. It's pretty easy to come by a texture, but I guess in the free one, the best is this. You can always change the colors of this texture. As you can see, I just turned it to white and read it across as so. So you get the point. There you have it. You have textures now. Now, as you can see, it's a bit too overpowering. So you can always mess around with the opacity, and there you go. You can like make it less overpowering pretty easily. So obviously up here was your timings and stuff. This is your top banner, this is your timings, and this could be, your rules and stuff. So this could be your business hours, top banner. Let's go ahead and make ourselves some rules and policies. Now, rules and policies could obviously, you know, be, let's go ahead with, first of all, let's come here with the calendar and stuff. So, you know, let's add a good looking calendar. Obviously, you're gonna have to go ahead and make sure it's a white text. So we're gonna add that, bring it here. Then you can add more stuff like let's say let's add a dollar sign to this, shall we? Dollar sign. There we go. So you can add that, change its color, change it to white, and just add it here as so. And then you can also, add the miscellaneous stuff like let's say, you have C and stuff, these symbols as so. These are pretty essential as well when it comes to, adding all this stuff. So this is also pretty useful. So you can add that as well. And also, obviously, we're gonna go ahead and add the clock. Wait, not over here, over here. There we go. Change the color to a white as so. Make it smaller. There we go. And once we made it smaller, just position it. There we go. Now, obviously, I'm gonna go ahead and oh yeah, don't do that. Copy that. Now hold control, okay? And once you're holding control, you're gonna have to make sure to drag and, select all of these. You can just bring it to the center of it. That would be perfect. And yeah, there we go. Now you can start obviously writing the stuff under it. Wait, I'm just gonna bring these a bit down. Yeah, there we go. Now, you're gonna go on, square or rectangle as so. And once we do that, here we are. And close that. Yeah, there we go. I'm gonna increase the size of this. Now, once that is done, you're gonna go and I'm gonna make it all white. And now you're gonna add some text into this. So I'm gonna copy this text, bring it down here, paste it, and we're gonna bring it here. Now you're gonna make sure to keep it like that. I'm gonna stretch it out till the box, as so. And once we have this, into our stuff, wait, you know what? Yeah, let's centralize these things as well, because we don't want, yeah, just put that there and put this here. Yeah, there we go. Now, basically, once you have this down, you're gonna basically write something like, please read all policies before booking. You can write some stuff like that. And, once you have this stuff written down and you have it, down to the notch, what you're gonna do from here is you're gonna start adding texts under it. Okay, so it could be like, appointments earlier than open time will, result in $40 fee and all this stuff. So let's say I'm gonna copy this, paste it, bring it down, make sure the text is white first so we can actually see what we're writing. And you could bring this under this, you know, mess around with the font, okay, make it smaller. We don't want this font to be that big. And once, you've done that as so, you can start writing stuff under it. So just bring it over here, centralize it. There we go. And now you can write appointments, okay, earlier than open time will result in a 40, right, let me put in dollar, $40 fee. You're just gonna add that in, and you're obviously gonna make sure to bring it down a tad bit. And once you do that, as you can see, you have text over here. Then you're gonna obviously keep on adding more stuff into it if you want to. I'm just gonna make it a bit more smaller as so. Copy this, paste it, bring it here, under this, align it with this text. There we go. Now in this, you can write, payments should be on time, or you can, write no refunds. Okay, like write that, or you can write no discounts or something like that. Totally depends on you, whatever you want to go with. And then finally, we're gonna come here on the time thing. And once we're over here, yeah, you can start writing it for the time, like please be on time, please be on time. Okay, you can write this stuff. And once done with that, under here you can write, before all styles your hair will be write stuff like before all gym workouts, you will be, warmed up and stuff, and we will check your BMI, body mass and stuff like that. So you're gonna do that. I'm gonna bring this here, centralize it, and we're gonna stretch this out a bit. Okay, as so. Not too much, just a little bit, like that. And this again, like this. So before every session, we will check your body heart rate and BMI. You could write something like that. Now, once that is done, obviously, central like mess around with this text as so. There we go. And then obviously from there, you can add the same different widgets, like if I write gym or something like that. As you can see, you can add dumbbells accordingly over here. Just add it over here if you want to, just for, a fun little thing. And once that is done, yeah, I guess you're going to be pretty much good to go. Now, obviously, for, added effect, you can just add, your, the bodybuilder we have. You can add him in every page as well. And why? So you can, just make him transparent. Give a vibe that he is like a type of a trademark for our company. So you can just add him, make him more opaque if you want to, there's like, there we go. So as you can see, it looks pretty, decent. Then again, you can add him here. Here, he probably won't be too visible, but you can still add him. As you can see, he's visible in the white. So people can, get an idea. Okay, so this is what we're getting into. They take their work seriously. And you can see that it looks pretty, like the stuff we've created looks pretty decent, looks pretty nice. And as you can see, please read all policies, business hours, and all this stuff. It looks pretty good. Like, it looks like we actually know what we're doing. We're like, pretty good stuff has been going on over here. But obviously, this is just, off the top of my head. You could always make it look much better. You can always make it look much more professional. And the designs could be, much more handy. So obviously, just, you know, use your imagination with, just, yeah, use your imagination to its fullest, and whatever, works best for you. Okay? So just go ahead with all your settings, and once you're done, okay, like once you're fully done with all the designing and stuff, what you're gonna do from there on out is you're gonna recheck all the branding tools. You can also go in the brand hub, and in the brand hub you can, set brandings over here if you want to, and all that stuff. Okay, but obviously that depends on the type of stuff you have going on over here. So obviously this is your top banner, this is your business hours, this is your policies, and then finally you can add a thank you page for, a good effect. So again, I'm gonna go ahead, keep a red background, and over here, just go ahead and add a big nice thank you. So I'm gonna choose a good, fun font for the thank you. So let's go with, yeah, let's go with this one. So thank, obviously you can make the text bigger, not a problem. So wait a second, let me make it better. Let me make it, much simpler. There we go. So, here we are. So now you're gonna write thank, and down here obviously you're gonna write you. Thank you. And obviously now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna mess with, that we don't like want to immediately change the color of our font. So let's keep it at a black. So think you could keep that at a dark black, okay, as so. And then you could be white, okay? So just make it white, and there you have it. So thank you, and obviously you can accordingly change. You can like go vice versa if you want to. So there you have it. You can add thank you over here, and So I'm gonna make it a bit bigger, and obviously choose, yeah, that looks much better in my opinion. So thank you. And then obviously go here in elements. Again, you're gonna go ahead with the rectangle, as so. Do know this, that rectangle is one of the most important things that you can use in, this stuff over here, like your whole Canva thing. So just use it to the fullest if you want to. And as so, I'm just gonna add this here. Here we go. And I'm just gonna give it a, let's go with a white color. And once you have a white color as so, wait, I'm just gonna come here and I'm gonna give it an exclamation as so. There we go. And once you do that, let's see, I'm gonna make it a bit smaller. There we go. And make a big thank you message down here. So we had it, add a subheading, bring it down here. There we go. Bring it here, bring it here. There we go. Now you're just gonna, enter all those things like thank you for checking out what we had to offer and do come back. Okay, you can write that, and then you can just make it smaller, and there you are. So obviously then you can finally, add one last thing that is obviously your trademark, and then just add it here. And what you can do is you can make him a bit smaller, and then just bring him here, and there you have it. So there you go. Now you have a top banner, have a business hours page, a policies page, and finally a thank you page. Now, once you're done with all of these essentials, from here on out, what you're going to do, which is, essentially going to be pretty easy and simple, is, just head into your, main Acuity. Okay. And once you're heading into your main Acuity over there, obviously you're going to set all your preferences, set wherever seems best for you. And once you're obviously done with all of that, yeah, I guess you're pretty much set. You're pretty much good to go. Now, obviously to download all of these together, what you're going to do is you're going to click on share and you're going to go to download. Now, once you go to download, obviously you're going to go ahead and, choose the size you want to download it in. Then you're just going to go in PNG, choose all pages, and then just click on download. Obviously, once you do that, it's going to download it in a zip file or a RAR file. So we're going to wait for it to do that for us. So once, it's downloaded, there we go. Our RAR file is now downloaded. You're going to make sure that your file is, less than 2000 kilobytes because we don't want it to be bigger than that. Because if it's bigger than that, then obviously Acuity does do a lot of issues with, adding your stuff. So what you can do is you're going to go on image resizer. And what an image resizer does is it basically messes around with all the sizes of your images. So just come on image resizer. You can also like choose any other. Okay, I'm just choosing this because it wasn't the first link. So let's say like we have an image, okay? And this is the image. Now the image is obviously, let's say we want to change it from 121 KB to, let's go with like save image as a PNG. And then resize it to, some aspect ratio which is smaller than your actual, percentage. So I want it to be 60% of the original size. Like let's say if the original size is 100 KB, I want it to be 60 KB. So it's going to do that. And as you can see, the size was 121, but now it's 16. So that's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool feature to have. And then you're just going to open it. Obviously, the quality will drop with the pixels and stuff, but once you're done with that and you see what you have in store, it's gonna be pretty good to go. And now you can also basically just go ahead, go in your downloads, and here you have it. You're just gonna right click on it and you're gonna go on extract. Now once you've extracted it, obviously you're gonna open it, and as you can see, you have all these different stuff over here. So what you can do, like once you have all this, is you're gonna come here, okay, and obviously you're gonna set all the things, and I'm gonna click on save changes. And once you click on save changes, obviously you're gonna head over to your preferences. And once you go into your preferences as so over here, yeah, this is where you're going to start adding your stuff, like your logo and stuff. So first of all, you're going to have your logo, obviously. Okay. Now, like leaving the logo, here you have scheduling instructions, right? So when it comes to scheduling instruction, here is where you're going to add your stuff. So first of all, you're going to click on insert image, go on the extracted file that we just extracted. It should, it might be at the top, might be at the bottom, but do make sure that it's extracted. So yeah, there we have it. There's our extracted file. Yeah, there it is. So first of all, you're going to go ahead and add that. So there we go. Now, we've just added our first PNG. Wait a second, like just re-add it. And there you go. Now there's the first PNG added. Then you're obviously going to start adding the other PNGs that we just, downloaded. There's the second one. Okay. And once you've added that, go with the third one. There we go. Just wait for it to load up. Obviously, you can see the loading up here. There's the, there we go. There's the third one. And then finally, you're going to add the fourth PNG. And once you add the fourth PNG as so, it's going to look amazing. So let's just wait for it to do that. And there we have it. Now you can obviously change their positions, like just, shift them up and down if you want to. But yeah, once you're done with that, you're going to add your thank you banner and everything. And once all of that is done, from there on out, just change its position. As you can see, here's the position. It could be left, center, right, whatever you want it to be. Once you're done with that, you're just going to click on expand preview, and you're going to check the preview of the page, how it's going to look and everything. And the instructions are obviously going to be shown right here. So once you do this, like once I have everything, added over here, I'm just going to go ahead and click on save changes. We just added a proper design structure to our Acuity. And there we are. Now I'm going to expand preview. And once a person is here, as you can see, obviously it's like you can just position these photos later on out. So this is going to be the first photo they're going to see. Then obviously they're going to see, read all policies. They're going to see the business hours and then thank you. So as you can see, pretty basic and amazing stuff. And they can just, scroll down, check these things. And once they see, like they have what they see from there on out, and the fun thing about this is a person will more likely read this stuff than read a text that you've written. Like people, it's you could tell it from personal experience. Like if you see two different widgets and one widget has only raw text written on it and the other one has proper full-fledged design mechanics on it, you're more likely to read the design mechanics one, obviously. So that's basically what's going to happen in this case. So yeah, you're going to make sure to check everything out. And if it's, according to whatever you want, yeah, you're going to be pretty much good to go. And you can also view it in live time. Like, let's say if a person actually goes to your website, this is what they're going to see. And as you can see, the photos are in pretty top-notch quality. Looks pretty good, works out pretty well. And once you like what you see, yeah, you're pretty much good to go from there. So yeah, that's basically about it. Then you can also, go to your scheduling page options and, mess around with your priorities and stuff. You have options like show schedule another appointment button. You have hide at another time, require phone number, disable client login and registration, hide duration, hide prices, all this stuff, which is, again, pretty essential to when it comes to messing around with your scheduling page options and everything. Pretty important and essential stuff. So, and one more thing, like even if you're not like too creative, you can just make a normal looking, like look at me, the one I've created. This isn't too designish or creative, so you can like create a normal looking design, or you could always brand, you could like hire a brand designer. Okay, you can hire it off of Fiverr or something like that. But in the end, why hire and spend your money on something like that when you can do it yourself? So obviously I showed you how to do it yourself, and I hope it like helps you well. You can, because like if it does, then I'm glad, because from there on out you can mess around with these things as much as you want. You can also mess with the advanced CSS. If you don't know what CSS is obviously cascading style sheets, and as you can see, it requires coding knowledge. It's like custom CSS is basically a type of code Okay. Now, it's not necessary to know this, but if you do know this, trust me, it is going to be a huge advantage and a perk to you. Now, why is that? That is because if you know CSS and if you have CSS, basically, what's going to happen in that case is that it's going to allow you to freely create any type of, design, coloring, and styling that you can choose from. And, you have great fonts and stuff, and it's going to be pretty great stuff. So, like, as you know, you could learn code for this if you want to, but again, you don't necessarily need to do that. It's totally optional, and it depends on the style you want to go with. But obviously, for the premium feature, you're gonna have to upgrade it. And again, if you were to like, make sure to save this before walking out of things. But once you have everything, down to the bone and everything, again, you can come back to Canva. You can also like change the styles of the things you've done. Like, let's say I'm gonna take this. You could, mess around with more stuff. I'm gonna choose this over here. Okay, choose this white border. Let's say I'm gonna like take it fully to the back. No, wait. Forward. Yeah. To front. As so. And I'm gonna take this, position it, and I'm gonna bring it. Yeah, there we go. It gives your page a 3D look. So you can, add that, and yeah, like, you get the point. Like, you can edit it more and more, use your imagination. You can also use the AI if you want to. So this is like the magic AI that Canva brings you. You can use that to your benefits, and you get the point. So as you can see, this is like the gym appointments that we set up, and it's pretty simple stuff. Now let's finally go ahead and discuss the Acuity pricing in a bit more detail. So you're gonna write Acuity pricing, okay, as so. And here you have the pricing and sign up. So if we go in the pricing and sign up again once and for last, here we can see again in the pay monthly, emerging is $20, growing is $34, and powerhouse is $61. And obviously their features work accordingly, they get better accordingly, more advanced features work accordingly, like number of staff, you get a lot of it. Client self-scheduling, offer unlimited services, accept payments and deposits through Stripe, Square, PayPal. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Another thing, like, obviously you're setting up an appointment setting. So for that, you're going to need to set up scheduling. I'm sorry, you're going to need to set up payments, okay? And if you don't have payments, you can't basically, have a proper appointment scheduling. So for that, what you're going to need to do, obviously, is you're going to come down here where it says payments, okay? Payment settings, here we go. And you're going to click on it. And first of all, you're going to choose, like, think of it, like, what payment processor do you want to, process your payments properly? So let's say we're going to go with, like, you have Stripe, Square, and PayPal. In my opinion, the best in this case, and like, online scheduling appointment would be Stripe, because Stripe is essentially made for, recurring payments and all that stuff. So in my opinion, Stripe would work best, but it obviously depends on you. If you support PayPal more, if you like, trust PayPal more, you could go with that. If you trust Square more, you could go with that. But again, in my opinion, I feel like Stripe would be the best in this case. So obviously once you're, familiar with Stripe and you start using Stripe, yeah, you're pretty much gonna be good to go from there. So yeah, then obviously you can like check the integrations, packages, and gifts sync with their calendars, so your scheduling could be better. And yeah, so that's essentially about it. That's all there is to discuss when it comes to Acuity. That's all there is when it comes to designing it. Now, I hope the designing aspect was helpful to you. And if it was, please do make sure to drop down a like and subscribe to the channel. And if you can, please do make sure to share it around with people, share it with someone who is in need of a tutorial like this, because, that would just, make my channel grow more and help me out. Now, if you want to watch more videos like this, please let me know down in the comments below, and I will make more videos like this for you, videos related to design and e-commerce or scheduling and all that stuff. And if you think that I left anything out, or if you have an issue, or, you maybe something you didn't understand with something I said, please let me know down in the comments below, and I'll get back straight to you as soon as I read your comment. But yeah, that's about it. Thank you for watching this video till the end. Please stay tuned till next time. That was all from me, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye.